So we're starting our 2018 Wind River Range backpacking trip. Today we're going from Big Sandy Trailhead to Lonesome Lake in the Cirque of the Towers. We've got about 9-ish miles, all on trail, so it should be pretty smooth. We've got heavy packs with extra food and clothes for the extra amount of time here. Half a mile into the trip. Pretty easy so far, nice and level. Nice sunny skies.
So we stopped at Big Sandy Lake for a 10 or 15 minute refresher. About 6 miles in.
This is Big Sandy Lake. It's very pretty. Nice views of the surrounding peaks. Plenty of nice campsites here too. Alright, we're looking at Sundance Pinnacle there. And to the right is War Bonnet Peak. And in the distance in the Cirque you can see Agora Peak. So we're getting there. This is War Bonnet Peak. And some unnamed pond below. We're still trying to make our way up toward Jackass Pass. We still got a ways to go. This is a tough day one for sure. It's only 9 or 10 miles, but after Big Sandy Lake, it got steep and rocky. There's some somewhat difficult route finding and ups and downs. I think we have to go down again before we can begin the ascent up the main pass to get into that beautiful Cirque of the Towers. It's only about 1 o'clock, so we've got all afternoon to get there. But for day one, when you're not quite acclimated and our packs are heavy with 6 days of food, it's tough.
So this is Arrowhead Lake. Taking a brief respite. And we gotta head up this trail here over Jackass Pass. About 500 more feet, then we'll drop down into Lonesome Lake.
We have made it to the top of Jackass Pass. So we're going to get down off of this and we'll be in the Cirque of the Towers.
Lonesome Lake, night one campsite. Can't wait to get there. Trying to see the Cirque of the Towers. And there's thunder rumbling everywhere. And there's no wind, and all of a sudden you can just hear the wind coming. And it hits your like a freight train. I think it's even hailing now. Is that hail?
Here is our camp on night one, about a quarter mile away from Lonesome Lake in the Cirque of the Towers. We got here just in time for a rainstorm, thunder and lightning too, so we hung out in our tents and waited that out for about an hour. Now we are making some lasagna for dinner over this a ways. That's Pingora Peak. It's nice it stopped raining so we can get out and make some dinner. What'd you think of day one?
Who am I? It was tough.
Mentally exhausting and physically?
It was, like getting your butt kicked for... Actually, the first 6 miles were pretty easy.
Yep, it's a big sandy, and then
the last 3 were a ass kicker.
Got difficult.
The Jackass Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Jackass Pass was easy.
Yeah. So the lake is way down there.
Huh?
And then tomorrow we're going to be heading up somewhere over there, going over Texas Pass. Quite a view for pumping water. Pretty nice. Lonesome Lake. Putting up the bear bags. Think it'll work? It's the morning of day 2. We're just leaving Lonesome Lake. Had to cross the Lonesome Lake drainage over here, over some rotten logs and big boulders. It's kind of treacherous with the big packs on, but we made it. Some bluish skies this morning. Very pretty. On to Texas Pass.
Last night it rained on us, probably for a few hours, right? Yeah. Came down pretty good. You can hear the wind coming about 5 to 8 seconds away.
So that lightning was crazy.
Yeah, it hailed a little bit on us too. But when that sheer wind comes, it just hits your tent like a freight train.
Making our way up to Texas Pass. Just got up above the trees and the views are just incredible. There's no real trail, so we're just following some old timer who's spent some time in the wings.
He's a lot faster.
We're gonna try to keep up with that fella. Oh. So pretty. Lost the trail, but we know the direction we need to be going. So, hopefully we'll get there soon.
You've come a long way, baby.
We got a view of Texas Pass finally. A little bit of snow up there. And I hear the other side is steep and loose, so getting up there might be less difficult than getting down into Texas Lake Basin. Pretty happy to see some blue skies. Made it to Texas Pass. We ended up over here. Overshot it. Missed the snow entirely. And here is the pass.
Now we're coming down to Texas Lake, and everybody that tells us they've come up this side, it's really loose, and it's 1,000 feet straight down basically, and you just almost slide down on your butt. It's definitely cooler on this side though. Feel that breeze. So there are switchbacks. I mean, I think the rain really helped us. 'Cause the substrate is actually a little bit grippy because it's kind of held together by the moisture. So I think that rain last night actually helped us a little bit. Beautiful.
This is Texas Lake at the base of Texas Pass. Looks like we're down.
So we just passed Texas Lake. This is Barren Lake. Then from here, the next 5 miles drop a little bit and then are relatively flat, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. We got a ways to go today.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day. We got our first boots off creek crossing. All right, and I'm off. Whoa. Jason's Creek Crossing. It does. We're trying to walk fast to make up some ground so we can get further today, but this is a forced break, probably necessary. Dry the dogs off and get the boots back on. We just exited Shadow Lake Trail and we took a right. Now we're heading toward Pyramid Lake.
So it's our second Boots Off Creek crossing. This just started the trail to Pyramid Lake. We just did the last 5 miles at about 4 mile an hour pace, walking really fast, trying to get some time back from these creek crossings.
Heading up to Skull Lake, we get a thunderstorm with a little bit of hail. Thumbs down to hail. Walking in a bit of rain. Hopefully it'll pass.
Adam's attempting the river crossing with 2 poles. Oh shit, it's slippery. Those 2 are slippery. That red one, the one that's covered with moss, is slippery. There you go. Nice.
It's a lot quicker than taking shoes off. It's Maze Lake.
So the tall one is Pyramid Peak. This is Maze Lake. It's quite beautiful. It's about 3 o'clock. We got another 3 or so miles to go. Some of it route finding.
Another long day.
Feeling it for sure. Staying at altitude for so long. Only on day 2.
We are now leaving the comforts of the trail. We're leaving Pyramid Lake and we're headed over this hump to get into what's this basin called? Like East Fork Inlet or something? To get to the base of Raid Peak, tonight, and we're going to save Raid Pass for tomorrow morning. Raid Pass will get us to Bonneville Lakes. So we reached the top of this little hill above Pyramid Lake, and we get our first view of where we're going to spend the night tonight. That tall peak up there on the left is Ambush Peak, and over to the right, the tall peak is Raid Peak. That's 12,200 feet, and we're going to be headed over Raid Pass, just to the north, to the right of Raid Peak, tomorrow.
This is looking over the pass back to Pyramid Lake.
It's getting to be kind of late in the day, 4:15, so we'll probably just set up camp down there by Streamer Lake. Call it a day.
So this is our night 2 campsite. We tucked up behind this huge rock, hoping for some shelter from the wind, because it's constantly blowing at 30-40 miles per hour up here. Great peak there. Great pass we're going to climb right there. Tonight's going to be a good test of our gear. Got it all staked out and big rocks on every spot. There's really no good spot to put a tent here, so you kind of just have to use the little spot you got. This big rock was here, but now it's actually going to be pretty nice because I'm going to sit down on it and take my boots off. How's it going, Adam? Your tent going to blow away?
So it's the evening of day 2, and we're camped at 11,000 feet at the base of Mount Bonneville. It was very windy when we set up. Thankfully it is. The wind has died down. It's chilly, but at least the wind isn't blowing us all over the place.
There's no bloodsuckers.
No mosquitoes. So how you feeling about the trip?
It's been hard.
Yeah.
It's been a butt kicker. The winds are definitely not a easy one.
No, they're not. So we're gonna head over Raid Pass tomorrow, and we might have to change our itinerary. Yo. Alright, we're about halfway up to Raid Pass, picking our way through these boulders.
No trail.
No trail, no. Mount Bonneville there. Don't have a look at the pass yet, but it's over there. There's Raid Peak. And we camped down there last night. On a snowfield going up Raid Pass. Get to use our spikes on this icy snowfield. We tried it without the spikes. It was very slippery. These make a huge difference. Finally have a good look at Raid Pass. We're going to try to skirt that snow on the right side. Doesn't look too bad.
So we're going to make our ascent up Raid Pass. Instead of going through all the boulders, we're going to try and go up this really steep snowfield. See if the going's a little bit easier. It's really steep, but we'll see. If it gets too steep or too slippery, we'll just cut to the side and take them off and hop through the rocks. How you feeling?
Jason's idea, for the record. Not mine.
I like to play in the snow.
On our way up the snowfield. We're getting some use out of our little crampons.
Somebody decided down there, see that?
Or they fell. Oh, it's a lot of work. We made it to the top of Raid Pass finally. Slow going, but we made it. That's the backside where we stayed last night. Bonneville there. And we're gonna head down to the Bonneville Basin lakes. Jason is off.
We just left the raid pass up there, picked through the boulders. Still unnamed little pond. We're gonna go shoot for the spot right here and go down and see what happens down there.
Slow going.
This is coming down from Raid Pass. We're gonna take this drainage down to Bonneville Lakes down here. We're gonna take it out that way and try and find the Fremont Trail. It's all off trail till we get to there. Some pretty steep drainages. We're gonna have to figure out which way to go.
So we got our first good view of lower Bonneville Lake right here. We're going to try to meander along this creek down there and then out to the Fremont Trail. Over here is the pass where we were thinking about going, and beyond that pass, that peak there is Pronghorn Peak, and we hear that that's a pretty beautiful spot. And these peaks to the right are Mount Bonneville, which we saw yesterday.
Drainage from Raid Pass flowing down to Bonneville Lakes. It's beautiful. So Adam and I, as we did it, it was steep, but when you look back at it, it actually kind of looks a little crazy to come down that. It's fun though. Oh, extra route finding. This beautiful wildflower meadow. Bonneville Lakes.
Lower Bonneville Lakes, and it is quite the scene. It's very pretty. And kind of a treacherous descent down that cascade right there. Took some time. So now we're going to follow the drainage of this and try to hook up with the trail. Nicely done.
As far as stream crossings go, it's good.
That was. We're finally down off the bottom of the Bonneville Basin, and we're about to intersect with the Fremont Trail. So our off-trail adventures are coming to a close, and we're going to reach the comforts of the trail. That lake there is named 9945 on the map. No name.
This is the Fremont Trail. It's pretty flat. A lot of this meadow, mixed pine, dotted with lakes. It's a pretty easy trail.
We're a couple miles into the Fremont Trail. We just passed Bob's Lake, and now we're coming up to Sand Point Lake, I think. We're going to try to hike another maybe 3 miles before we stop today. Give us 11 miles for the day, and work our way on up to Island Lake tomorrow. Was not expecting to see a big sandy beach out in the middle of Wyoming. Been on this Fremont Trail for about 5 miles now, and it's quite monotonous. So, all backpacking trips can't be all beauty and excitement the whole time. So this trail is more of a means to an end to get us into the Titcomb Basin day after tomorrow. And then after that, one day after that, we get showers and sandwiches and beer. It's only day 3, that's day 6. So, probably not good to be thinking about that already.
So this is Pipestone Lake. It was a very arduous last 6-7 miles. Every part of our body is barking. But we got about a quarter mile left and set up camp for the night. Gladly.
Here is our camp on night 3 along Pipestone Lakes. It's very pretty. We are pretty exhausted. This is the Fremont Trail, which is also part of the Continental Divide Trail. And we have seen not one person all day on this trail. It's the morning of day 4. We're about to leave Pipestone Lakes and head up the Fremont Trail north to get closer to Island Lake. Our target for today is Cook's Lake, about 15 miles up the trail. This is a very nice place to camp, right along the Continental Divide Trail.
We got some serious miles to put down today, so we're just going to try and, instead of running through them, try and go at a moderate pace, take a couple breaks, make a real lunch. But the weather could definitely throw a wrench in that plan.
Another day of walking in the rain.
So we're experiencing rain. And of course we got to take off our boots to cross this river. There's Adam. So everything's getting wet right now. And it doesn't look like it's going to let up at all. It's just we're going to be drenched. Just hopefully our dry gear stays dry.
It can't rain all day, can it? I sure hope not. Doesn't look good. Bear scat. So thankfully, it can't rain all day. The sun's finally come out just in time for our ascent up Hat Pass.
There's a ton of beautiful yellow wildflowers everywhere. The whole meadow. And I think that's our pass, so compared to Raid, Texas, this is, I mean, it's going to be a slight struggle, but it's compared to those, it's easy.
Yeah. Saw a snowfield on the other side.
Yeah. That'll be fun. I'm going to roll in the snow. See, Adam likes when it gets dry. I like when it rains.
Yeah, I like it. Sunny.
I like a drizzle. Not when I'm setting up, but like when we were walking, that drizzle.
Yeah, that was fun.
Nature's sweat.
Getting closer to the top of Hat Pass. Getting a little steeper. These wildflowers sure make it nice to look at. Top Hat Pass. It was a pretty fun pass. A legitimate pass, but not super difficult like some of the other ones we've done. Now we gotta look at the other side. And some new mountains. From the other side of Hat Pass, we can get a view of Mount Baldy way in the distance. And our target for tonight is Cook Lakes, which is way beyond Mount Baldy. So it's kind of surprising to realize how far you can get just on your feet. More of the Fremont Trail. We are now headed toward Cook Lakes. We're about 7 miles out of Cook Lakes. Been hiking pretty much non-stop since 7:45, and it's noon now, so thinking about taking a lunch break sometime. Next time we see some water. Now we've got a closer look at Mount Baldy. We're going to be going past Mount Baldy tonight. And we think maybe way in the distance, that ways might be our Titcomb Basin, where we plan to be tomorrow.
Nice cool breeze blowing. Slightly hazy, but beautiful day. So we can see our trail on the other side of the mountain. Right there. And it just goes up. Somewhere over there.
Pump it, Jason, pump it! We dropped 10 miles about so far, and we just took a break to relax a bit, and Jason laundered his shirt. I was thinking serene thoughts, staring up at the mountains. Now we are going to head up and do 5 more miles to Cook's Lakes. The map makes it look like there's a bunch of long river crossings, so we'll see how those go.
Let's just hope it doesn't go below or above knees. Shit looks like it could be deep.
It looks deep.
Woohoo! Knees. Man, is that cold. Okay. Ooh, knees deep. Oh, oh, it's cool. Oh, above the knees. Pants wet. Is that the trail?
The trail is there through all that rock.
Oh. Okay.
That's deep. I think it wasn't balls deep. Night 4, we're camped right off of the trail on the other side of that ridge on this beautiful lake. I believe it's one of the Cook Lakes. We're going to make our dinner out on this little point. We've only seen one group of 4 people all afternoon.
This is night 4. Our bear bag's about, I'd say 7 feet in the air, so we're hoping we're good. There's not a lot of good options. The trees are small, but it's pretty good. Strung between 2 trees. Feel happy with that?
Yeah, for sure.
And one of them is an sack that's got all the smelly stuff, so it's a little tougher.
Trying to get moving on a cold morning of day 5. Looks like it's nice and sunny out. How'd you sleep?
Mixed.
At like 10:45 last night, we heard a couple, a guy and a girl, walk by the trail with their flashlights on. Day 5. We are tired. So today we're going to head up the Lester Pass and then get to Little Seneca Lake, set up camp, and then walk up to Island Lake, and then into the Titcomb with light packs, and then back to the tents. What's the mileage for today?
10.
Probably 12. This is Tommy Lake on the way up to Lester Pass.
Day 5, we gained a few hundred feet climbing up to Tommy Lake. Got about another 600-foot climb to Lester Pass.
Getting closer to the top of Lester Pass. As with a lot of the other passes the last couple days, when we get up high, there's beautiful wildflowers, lots of different colors. Some snow patches up there.
Top of Lester, another snowfield, which is kind of icy still. Makes it exhausting to climb up it, kicking footholds. It's not too steep here, but down it's a little steeper. That's the top, so we're there.
Here's the backside of Lester Pass. And the north side of Lester Pass. A little bit hazy out from the smoke in the air, but otherwise a perfect day for hiking. Beautiful peaks in the distance. So in about 2 miles we're going to go over that hump beyond those 2 pools, and that is going to be Little Seneca Lake, where we're going to drop tents for tonight. Then we're going to hike up to the right towards all these jagged peaks. One of the ones with the snow in it is Titcomb Needles. There's a Great Needle. Those peaks are about 12,700 feet. And the ones to the far right are high 13,000 feet. The morning of day 5, we're setting up our tents. We're going to drop them over here by this Little Seneca Lake. And then we're going to head up behind me And that trail, very crowded trail, up to Island Lake and then eventually up to Titcomb Basin without all of our gear. So it should be an easier hike up, and then we're gonna hike back down, spend the night here, and then on out to the car tomorrow. So we're looking forward to, I'm looking forward to a shower, talking to the family, and cheeseburgers. So tomorrow, hopefully the weather holds out. It's a perfect day so far. So hopefully Titcomb Basin is all that we anticipate.
Put our tent, most of our gear, way down there. So now, hiking with like 10 pounds is like a piece of cake. Makes it a lot easier, a lot faster too.
Here's a view of Island Lake. Pretty gorgeous.
So we just left Island Lake, about a mile and a half to the end, or the beginning, of Titcomb Lakes. And basically like this whole hike, just all these gorgeous wildflowers. I mean, they're just everywhere. Just yellows and blues and purples and reds. I mean, the whole meadow right here is just littered with them. Between Titcomb and Cirque, I think Titcomb is much more beautiful.
This hike from Island Lake into the Titcomb Basin has just been completely beautiful. It's very idyllic with all the diverse colors of wildflowers, majestic peaks everywhere, some waterfalls and cascades. Definitely does not disappoint. I think Titcomb Lakes is just over that ridge up ahead. Almost there to our final destination. There it is, first view of the Titcomb Lake.
We finally made it to Titcomb Basin. This is basically the final highlight of our 2018 trip.
This is the lower Titcomb Lake. The drainage coming from the upper one. Here's my first look at upper Titcomb Lake. Awesome. Just awesome. I'm at the bottom of the upper Titcomb Lake. It's quite the scene. Did not disappoint getting here. Very majestic peaks everywhere. Strangely, not many people are out here. I'm gonna head on back down to the lower Titcomb Lake to hopefully find Jason. Here's the big sandy beach of Island Lake. It's pretty nice. So we're just getting back to our tents by this little lake, not too far off the trail from our little day hike to Titcomb Basin. And there's my tent down there by that big rock. Night 5. We're having some bean bark stew that Jason made at home and dehydrated. We brought tortillas. It's good stuff. Thanks, Jason.
If you want to buy some.
Call Sullivan Corp.
Yeah. Part of our Art Vandalay Industries.
Yeah.
It's the morning of day 6. It's probably about, I don't know, 6:45, 7. And there's still a bunch of frost and ice on the tent. It's pretty cold out. How you feeling this morning, Adam?
I feel great. I'm ready to get a shower.
The lens is all foggy because it was in my warm tent.
It was chilly last night.
Now it's cold.
A pika got into our bear bag, chewed up my whiskey sack. There's whiskey over everything. Awesome.
Yeah. Ursacks are not pika proof.
Just bear proof.
Just bear proof. Seven to 8 miles out of here, and showers, meat,
Beer.
cushioned seats, water that turns on when you turn a knob, toilets that get rid of your excrement without digging a hole.
No creatures walking around your tent at night.
Yeah.
It's the morning of day 6. Our last day in the Wind River Range. We're heading from Seneca Lake on out to Elkhart Park to the car. About 7 or 8 miles. I think we're both ready to be done. What do you think, Jason?
Very much so. Feeling good except for joints.
Yeah, I'm not sore this morning. Finally got my trail legs just in time to get off the trail. Some pretty mountains, very vast, but I think we planned too many miles per day, so we were just exhausted, ready to be out. Oh my God, it's pretty. This is Seneca Lake. So quiet this morning. Nice clear day.
Day 6. Adam water crossing. We still have probably a good 5 miles left, but we're doing okay.
It's more like a mud crossing.
Yeah. It's like the trail just kind of, over time, has gone away.
Thanks, horses.
Yeah. So it's day 6. We're at Photographer's Point on the Pole Creek Trail. Doing pretty good.
About 3 more miles out to the car. Almost done.
How does that make you feel?
Very excited.
Don't smile.
Not yet.
We don't want to get too excited and giddy with a few miles left still.
We're still going to have like a 9-mile day.
Yeah. But we're making fast work of it, so the rest of it should be pretty moderately flat.
Yeah.
Small climbs.
Very, very pretty mountains.
Brutal mountains, but
Yeah. We made it to the car. Finally, mercifully, after 11 miles.
I don't know if to cheer or
Yeah, let's go
otherwise.
take these packs off. Thank you, Wind River Range. Goodbye.